suspense.
Now I'm just thinking about, like, Safe House becoming a horror.
Oh my god.
It already was. You don't need any bells and whistles. It already was horrific.
It already was a horror.
Hi guys, welcome to LoveCast BL podcast. I'm your host Pixie, and with me are my co-hosts Kayla and Alexa.
Hello.
This is a Halloween episode, if no one has noticed.
If you're not watching, we are in costume right now.
Yes.
Somewhat. Well, I'm somewhat in costume. Everyone else is in, like, full costume.
No, but literally all of these things were already in my room. I am such a huge Harry Potter geek that I have so much stuff. You have no idea. But
Yes.
I will preface it with, like, a disclaimer. I do not support that monster that wrote the books.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
putting that out there, because I thought that that's very prevalent, especially, like, considering we're very queer positive. Yes.
Fair. Yeah. Fair. Fair claim to make. We don't.
Do you guys want to
we don't fuck
describe
with
your
that
costumes
here.
for people, like, listening to this?
Oh, I'm a devil. I have some devil horns, and some red lipstick, and a red shirt on. Minimal effort from me. It's my
No,
MO.
it's cute.
Yeah. Going with the red theme, I am what I'm calling a yassified version of Lydia Dietz from Beetlejuice. Because I didn't want to entirely go out with, I don't know, just looking entirely dead. And I didn't want to do the little pointy thing with my bangs because then I'll have to wash them again. And that's just a whole nother chore.
Yeah.
So yassified version of Lydia.
Yes,
That's what I'm
fine. I
going
love
with.
it.
Yes. And I'm a Hufflepuff student. Just Hufflepuff. It's my house. Okay, so we're gonna start with some tea time. Today, not a lot has happened recently, so we decided that we wanted to sort of talk a little bit about how everyone is in Korea, or was in Korea.
Everyone and their mom, as Heather put it, was in Korea at the same time, it seemed. I feel like the first one that kind of had people freaking out was obviously Kim Porsche just did their concert there, and the Cutie Pie cast was there for, I think, a fan meet as well. And they both posted pictures on the Cutie Pie and Kim Porsche social media of them just, like, hanging out on the street. And the internet, the BL fandom kind of went crazy. Because, like, easily the two biggest shows of this year, I would say, in their cast, just, like, hanging out on the streets of Korea, taking some pics, having a good time. Yeah.
It's a crossover we didn't know we wanted.
Yeah, but it was interesting. Someone pointed out that Perth was the connection between those two series because he was in both of them, but he was not there during that. He was not there.
That's so funny.
But yeah, so that was a big one. And then Wabi Sabi was also there because Boone and Prem just did a fan meet, and some of the other Wabi Sabi actors were there. Like Kuhart was there. Yacht, I think, was there as well. And there was pictures of, like, Kuhart and Chahab from
I saw
Checkout. We're, like, hanging out for a day, and people were like, "Oh, where did that one come from?"
Yeah, that's
so but
random.
they were it's such a random matchup, but they seemed to be having a good time. Chahab was doing little photo shoots for Earth, and it looked like it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then just today, now in Japan, we have Z and Nu and Kao from Lovely Writer met up in Japan. So
I feel like they did that for me. Like, that is literally my faves linking up.
The crossover Kayla needed.
I feel like all of the, like, BL actors we know and love are sort of doing, like, a Korea/Japan push. Because GMMTV has had a lot of fan meets as well.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of overseas, like Asia tours and stuff like that. I think a lot of people are taking advantage of the boom that happened during the pandemic. And so now the genre has gotten so much bigger in these 2.5, 3 years where people couldn't go anywhere. Yeah. But now they can. So everyone is like taking all of these tours.
I mean, Japan literally opened its borders like
just a couple weeks ago. Yeah. So yeah, it's cool to see. I would love to see like some vlog content or like some other kind of like, I don't know, any of them filmed other crossover content or something.
Yeah. I'm guessing like the Mundi is known for putting out stuff like that, so we'll probably get something. No, there's a huge Thai BL boom in Japan, and I had no idea before like I saw someone on Twitter talking about it.
Yeah,
because that's like it's the home of BL. It's the home of yaoi, and they have like this huge Thai BL community now, and it's just like wow.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to see what that is, like the origin of BL, and they're historically like very closed off, like, you know, Japanese BL fans, like the fandom stays within Japan and they kind of stick to like Japanese BL, I feel like. But I think because BL is becoming a lot more accessible, I remember when we were talking with R and K, I think way back last year, they were saying how like Together was airing on TV in Japan, I think, or something like that. So the accessibility, I think, has just like brought so many more people in, and it's really cool to see. Yeah,
and some of the more popular shows have gotten mangas made from them. Like you can have Soda's manga. I think Together got one as well, and Manner of Death.
Yeah,
and they look really good.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's a cool
but
way
it's
to
really
like
hard to get one outside of Japan. Obviously.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah, okay. I would love if these people started doing like some crossovers in America, like, you know, maybe come over our way.
Porsche tour.
Please.
Come to Norway.
I'm still waiting.
No one ever does.
Come to Norway.
Like, we literally don't get anything. Like, there's no K-pop artists. There's no one. I just hope, yeah, that checks out.
Yeah, if there's any crossovers that you were really excited about that we missed or that we didn't mention, drop them down in the comments, because I want to know all of the crossovers that happened so I can freak out over them even after the fact.
Yeah. And hopefully we'll get some content on YouTube from vlogs.
Yes, I hope so.
So since this is like our Halloween episode, we decided to do like build a horror BL. Sort of discussion.
Yeah.
So we need to start out by discussing who we would cast for it.
So we got a lot of we put a little ask in for our patrons to give us examples of like what kind of plots they would like to see for a horror BL, and they gave us excuse me, a bunch of different ideas, and then we had some ideas of our own. So like our idea is just kind of like to go through and like cast them, talk like briefly about what kind of plot we'd see it having, how it would end, those kind of things. And yeah, just kind of like a really low-key Halloween themed like brainstorming session almost around BL plots that are spooky. Yeah.
I will say this first. I hate horror.
So it's not just ghost BLs.
No, ghost BLs I think are stupid, okay? But horror, like proper horror, like especially like the jump scare horrors, I hate them, and I get such bad nightmares. I watched like The Ring and couldn't sleep alone for like a year after. And even now, if I think about it, and like I have such a good imagination, so I try not to think about it because it will give me nightmares. I'm such a scaredy cat.
Yeah.
Yes. But I do like Long Kong as an example. I actually like stuff like that.
It's a more like psychological type situation.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And I don't mind zombie stuff and stuff, but like the jump scare, like especially if like Asian inspired, like The Ring.
Their horror is no joke.
Thriller,
like in Thailand
I'm
and
okay
Japan,
with
they have like really intense horror film scenes.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't like being scared. Okay.
It's fair.
I'm the opposite. I love being scared. I love the adrenaline from it. So horror has always been like my favorite genre. I think now, lately, maybe some other genres are over it, but my favorite is always the psychological horror, where something you can't really tell if it actually is supernatural or it's like in their mind. I feel like that's the best kind of horror.
Yeah.
The good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So, where do we start?
The
I'm not an expert.
The first suggestion we got was someone specifically wanted us to cast out a zombie BL, but a zombie KBL. So they were specifically, I don't know, maybe like in the realm of like Train to Busan or something like that, which I know is actually Korea's been doing a lot of zombie stuff lately.
Yeah.
They have like All of Us Are Dead and Train to Busan that have all gone like really, really big internationally. So Korea definitely knows how to do zombies. But that was like one of the first recommendations we got. So I don't know. I feel like with Korea, I feel like I could cast it even beyond like the typical like KBL actors we have. So I'm like thinking of like some of the big names, like putting some big names in the BL sphere.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I love K-dramas and stuff. I cannot remember actors. I'm sorry, I cannot. Like, I don't know why. I'm so terrible with Korean names.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Even though, like, I watch a lot of K-dramas, I listen to a lot of K-pop, I just, the Korean names just, they're hard for me.
They don't stick for you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like, let me think about who I have in my roster. I feel like, first of all, like, presumably this would be a plot where, like, they're trying to survive the zombie apocalypse together type situation. So I think it would be cool to have, like, maybe some actors who are known for being, like, really good friends in real life, because then you kind of have, like, that established chemistry, which isn't always necessary, but...
Yes. Just something popped in my head. I just need to say it. Okay, you know, in oh god, which one is it? Like the K-drama where she's ugly and then she's not, and there's two boys, and one of them is like the guy from Astro.
True Beauty.
Unwoo?
True Beauty, yeah.
With Unwoo.
Those two boys.
Hwang and Yup, yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Pixie was like, I've got it. Okay, so Pixie says Unwoo and Hwang and Yup from True Beauty in a zombie KBL. My pick that I was going to go with was, I was thinking of like Lee Jong-suk and Kim Woo-bin, who, if you've ever watched School 2013, if anyone's ever watched School 2013, they were in that together, and a lot of people ship them in that series, but they've been like friends in the industry for a long time, and I think that would be a cool dynamic to see in a KBL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only one I can think of to cast in, I don't know what role he would play, but I love Lee Dong-wook, and I will try to involve him in any series. I would also say Gong Yu, but he already kind of did the zombie thing, so I think I'll go with Dong-wook.
Heather says Gong Yu and Lee Dong-wook. That was her picks.
I mean, they could be a couple in the show. That could be good.
You just cast all 3 of our picks in one show where they're like a zombie survival I almost said simulation. I was like, that's not
just
correct.
one couple, you know. You can have several.
Yeah.
A couple of them die off. Like,
I feel like a zombie BL.
Embrace. Eating by zombies.
With the zombie BL, at least someone's gonna end up getting zombified by the end, so the more couples you have to choose from, the better.
They are embracing, and they get, like, run over by zombies, and then they are zombies themselves.
They become zombies together.
Yes!
Oh, so romantic.
It's a very romantic ending. Like, the situation where, like, one is trying to, like, make the
together.
other go. Yeah.
Oh,
but
that's kind of...
that's kind of like,
I'm like, oh, that's kind of sweet. And they're dead.
It's better than them becoming ghosts together.
Leave the ghost alone, Pixie. Leave the ghost alone.
I'm on the ghost agenda. Like,
You're on the ghost hater agenda.
Is there any other agenda?
I'm on the ghost agenda. Give me all the ghost BLs.
Okay, so what would happen in this zombie BL? Does it start by the virus happening, so you get all the parts where people are freaking out and not knowing about it? Or does it start
like
in
they're
the middle
already in
of the pandemic?
That makes it too.
And they're the only survivors, and they find each other.
Oh, that's like
that.
That BL that's not zombie themed that's supposed to come out next year. That's like the world is ending and there's only like a couple surviving. I like that idea. Like,
I think that's
good.
like
they've been traveling alone and then they like trying to survive
and they have
other.
this enemies thing because they can't trust each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then they like get into a situation where they need to like
they have to like fight zombies together.
Yes, to survive. And then
one of them like saves
trust.
the other or something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good.
And they're stuck in like a really small room together.
In like a storage closet hiding.
It works. Ooh, Heather had an interesting idea. It starts with a breakup, and they're trying to survive together, even though they aren't together romantically anymore.
Ooh. Yes.
That has.
I mean, we do have like 3 couples, so
they can each have their own arc of how that would be interesting. I feel like I guess it would depend on how the breakup ends, because like you would want to hope your ex is not like sacrificing you to the zombies or something like that.
You know, you should have like a throwaway couple that happens to. It's just like Sparta kicking him off a building into a crowd of zombies.
Oh god,
Okay, this is not like
adds an element of betrayal, you know, makes it more interesting.
Yeah.
But okay, so far we have people who are traveling alone who come together and they like don't trust each other at first, but then they have to survive together and that sparks something between them. And then we have a broken up couple who is trying to survive together. And the tension that comes with that. Do we have any other zombie themed plots we can think out?
Every time I think romance and zombies, I think back to that what's it called again? Like the American, like the
Warm Bodies.
Warm Bodies.
Where he's like a zombie, yeah.
But he's not really a zombie, but he is a zombie, and yes.
That would be if they're in another element that it's like the zombie can
one
become
of the
human
boys
again.
falls in love with a zombie.
Or like someone he sees his partner and sees them as a zombie and then is like, but like he can't give up on them even though they're a zombie and he like has to like fight that
keep in chains. What? No, but you can't trust a
Yeah, I mean, that happens a lot in The Walking Dead, that type of thing.
Yeah,
where
right?
someone
That's what I
can't
was
let go,
thinking.
so they
I've
just
seen
lock them
too
up.
much Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would happen in episode 11? Like the big... like the usual... It's usually like a big dramatic, like
The
everything
breakup
goes to
episode.
hell.
Yeah. I feel
Somebody
like...
dies.
Yeah, someone has to
like
die.
a main character has to die.
Main character death. I feel like, or like someone gets separated from their person and they don't know if they've died until like the very end of episode 12, which is standard.
They get like a bunch of zombies over them and you can't see what
Yeah.
happens. And it ends like it looks like they're being like ripped apart, but they actually
That's what happened with the Glenn in The Walking Dead. And then they killed him off, only to kill him off like however many episodes.
Right. God,
he was like under a dumpster.
Talk to me about Glenn. I am still.
Yeah.
That's when I stopped watching that show. I don't even want to talk about it. But that's literally what happened. Like, it looked like he was getting ripped apart, but he like crawled under a dumpster and was just under a dumpster for like however long before. Yeah, bitter.
Yeah.
Bitter. Yeah, and then I feel like if there's the zombie couple, or not the zombie and human couple, it has, like, he has to end up killing him in the end. Like,
or become a zombie himself.
Or he becomes a zombie himself, but...
And they go off into zombie together
semantics.
for the rest of their lives.
Zombie semantics. One is a zombie.
The one who is with the zombie could do something heroic and sacrifice themselves to save everyone else.
Oh.
And that's how they turn to a zombie, and they're like at peace with it because they want to be with their boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Yes. People should hire us.
That's what I'm saying.
We're pros, I think.
We're Hair Korea.
Heather says she'd cry, so it's a win.
We need to hit up Kangwoo.
Yeah, let us hire us. Strongberry, we're here.
Okay. Yeah, would it be a happy ending? Obviously,
like
with some couples dying, it wouldn't like be a complete.
I feel like it ends in like the bittersweet realm. If you're like, especially if you're like sacrificing yourself to be with like, so you can be a zombie with your zombie BF. Like, yeah, you're technically dying, but in a romantic sense, like if you're gonna be zombies together for the rest of your lives, then I guess that makes it kind of bittersweet. I don't know. I feel like there's no true happy ending in a zombie BL because it like never ends.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
There is no way to like stop the massive like amount of zombies. Like if someone dies, they zombify. So people are always gonna die.
Yeah. And it's like never, like you never know unless it ends with like the cure to zombification being found, and then that would be a true like make it happy no matter what ending.
Yeah, but even if you got like vaccinations for people, and like some people are not gonna like be affected by it, and I'm just like, look at the pandemic. Nope. I mean, we've been through this.
It's too real.
Yeah. There are also already so many zombie shows where someone's blood is the cure, or like they're that one person who could help cure everybody. So
right?
Yeah, I know.
I think the blood of one person could like save everyone from COVID.
Save all of humanity.
Oh my god. It's too overdone.
The chosen
Can't do
one,
that.
yes.
Yeah, we gotta keep it bittersweet here. No happiness in our zombie BL.
No. That's how we like it. So, what production company director would you give it to?
I don't know.
I mean, if Strongberry had the budget, I think they could do it.
They could definitely do it plot-wise, yeah. Like, and make it true to our incredible story that we've written.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I couldn't see, like, GMMTV They couldn't do a horror BL, I don't think. Yeah. I feel like we haven't seen enough companies try and take on like a psychological BL even to like who's the company that did Manor of Death? Was that just TV Thunder? Because like I feel like they've gotten somewhat to the closest to something that's more like psychological and like at least murder mystery vibes. I could see like darker tonally. They could maybe
they seem like they have more like adult themes for their shows. But we haven't
I think Strongberry would be cool. But if we're talking KBL, I feel like Strongberry is like they would be able to pull it off.
Yeah.
If we would have to make the budget happen.
Yeah. We'll fix the budget.
Yeah.
It's fine.
we can fund it.
Okay. If we're gonna go with one of the other ones, I would love to see like a I would love to see a Thai vampire BL. I know we've already seen KBL, vampire KBL.
Yeah, we've seen it.
I want a Thai one. I really want Thailand to make a vampire.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
I like vampire media a lot. And vampire themed romances. There's a lot of them in K-drama land.
It's the undying love forever and
that Edward and Bella type beat that we're on.
Yeah, I was thinking more of like Anne Rice and the Interview with the Vampire and that vibe, but if you want to go with Twilight, then sure.
I think Pixie just wants to see Z as a vampire.
ZZ. I wouldn't say no. But actually, I think Boone and Prem would do really well as vampires.
I can see that.
That aesthetic would fit them.
I feel like Boone would make, especially, it depends on how you want to do it, but Boone has like strong vampire energy about him, I feel like. Just as he exists as a person. I feel like his aesthetic also is kind of like darker, so it kind of like already feeds into the vampire energy, so that works.
Yeah. I'm thinking we cast like an older actor as the vampire.
Ooh.
I think that would be good. But I don't know who. I don't know who suits that role.
Oh, I have to think about it. You don't have any like older actors.
Because it's like, it's like he's been a vampire for a while, but he's not like a teenager or a college student.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm tired of all these vampires always being like 17 years old. Like in these. Let's have an adult vampire.
Yes.
Heather suggested Porsche and Arn. Because they're Porsche and Arn, they're also an IRL couple, and Porsche's, they're both, in the older side of things. That would be an interesting one to see. I think Porsche could pull off like I've been a vampire for hundreds of years type vibe, and Arm as like the new blood or whatever that he's bringing in. It'd be interesting.
Why can't I remember any old people in Thai BL?
There's a Taetawan. Like he is not 30 years old.
If we don't want to go like 31. Super old, then I could even think Max Toll maybe.
Yeah, that was.
Okay, if we're talking like 30s, we have a lot more options. I feel like.
Yeah.
Like
the vampire aesthetic for me though is very
particular.
Yeah, I'm really weird about it. I when I think about vampires, I think about like Lestat and like very lean, lanky, tall. And
not buff and meaty.
Max and Tony will
they're too buff.
No, I feel that.
They are kind of beefy though.
They're very beefy.
That's
I feel
why
like
I was leaning towards Boone, because he's tall.
he's
and
very
lanky.
lanky. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's tall and lanky. That would fit.
Mm-hmm.
The only actor I knew he's not the only actor in his 30s that's tall and lanky, but the only person who comes to mind for me right now is Off. But I feel like
I actually agree with that.
it would be interesting to see if he could take on like a vampire role.
I mean, Afghan have a really aesthetic of what you see in vampire manga BLs from Japan.
Yeah, they do.
The tiny, like, sort of like small human and the tall and lanky vampire.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think aesthetically it would be cool to make it a period piece, because I like when, like with Interview with a Vampire, it's like, it's set kind of early 1900s, is that what it's set?
It starts off very, very early. Like, he's telling the story from when Lestat, like, he met Lestat and Lestat's story.
Mm-hmm.
So it starts off, like, way back.
Yeah.
And then it works up.
Yeah. That's a cool idea, to, like, have it go across, like, start, like, as a...
different periods.
Yeah,
it does.
Go across different periods.
It does give you, like, like the essence of, like, a vampire being immortal. Mm-hmm. Having it go through all that. But that, at the same time, you need to make both boys vampires.
Yeah. So, like, it could start in, like, whatever period.
Or you can have, like, the human boyfriend, but, like, he grows up and dies, and, like,
it's like his reincarnation?
Yes!
Oh, I love the good reincarnation story.
And he falls in love, the vampire falls in love with his reincarnation every single... It would be even cooler if the reincarnation, like, was born into, like, a different, like, type of body every time. Like, he didn't look the same every time, but he always knew who it was,
but he still falls in love each time.
Okay, I'm liking this.
We did it. That's it. We have to sell that one.
It's sold.
It's sold. I feel like for that one, like, it would go through, like, maybe one lifetime. And then the episode 11 would be, like, the first time he dies, and he has to, like, go through that. And then episode 12 could maybe be, like, not sped up, but, like, showing him finding them again through, like, different versions of his lifetime. Yeah. But, like, the episode 11 being, like, the first time he died would have that heart-wrenching episode 11 energy.
They've been through so much together, and then he dies, and and you see, like, there's a huge time skip, and it's... He sees this, and it's just giving him flashbacks to his former lover, and...
Yeah. And then it's the beginning all over again.
No. And it's like ends with him introducing himself.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
That ambiguous kind of the start.
I'm so for this. Like, do we sit down and write this down?
Right?
Should we start writing BLs?
LoveCast production company starting BLs.
That would be a wild ride.
Yeah, who would we have as a production company? I really like what the TV Thunder did with Manor of Death. But I do think, like, Beyond Cloud would have the respect for the budget to do it properly. Yeah,
I could see Beyond Cloud doing it for sure.
Yeah. The only other one I could think of is D Hub House, since they are doing a historical one. And they've
gone into the supernatural realm already as well.
Yeah. It's just the budget.
Yeah. Beyond Cloud would be a good one. I feel like we could be able to decide better after we see their little historical movie they have with Myra Knopfel coming out.
That's gonna be interesting.
Then we'll know for sure, when we produce this. Do we want to propose it to Beyond Cloud?
We'll write down a suggestion, this is the movie you should make. And when we get some of the actors on in interviews, we're like, you need to tell the company to make this.
We have everything planned out. You just need to follow it to a T and it'll be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
No. Okay, we have time for one more.
I think we should talk about Kayla's that they already had an idea for, the true crime podcaster one. Please give us more details, Kayla.
So while I was watching, it was a while back. I don't remember when the show went on Netflix, but I was watching that Thai horror series School Tales. And that's when I originally thought of this idea. And then I was talking to my sister about it, and we were kind of working through it, like, oh, this would be good and this would be good. But I wrote a summary for it, which I can read because I'm really into the idea.
Please.
But okay, it's a true crime podcaster develops an unhealthy obsession with a case submitted by an avid listener of his podcast. And the case revolves around the listener's younger brother who was kidnapped and murdered almost a year ago. The perpetrator is still unknown due to neglect by the police department. Of course. Of course, that would be the case.
Of course.
And as they come together to try solving the mystery, the perpetrator hones in on their next target. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, shit.
The podcaster and the listener become swept up in a complicated relationship that bears no label. All the while, public outrage is forming over the morality of their investigation. Ultimately, the podcaster is faced with two questions. Am I doing more harm than good? And am I in love with a sociopath?
Oh, shit. This is
dun,
like
dun,
hardcore. That's
dun,
like
dun.
really
Yeah.
well thought out. Oh my goodness.
I'm going back
you
to my
had
writing
this in
roots
your
for that
soul.
Yes, yes.
Do you,
Who do
I
you
thought
imagine?
a lot about. Wait, what was that?
Who do
maybe
you
it's what
imagine
saying
playing the
something, yeah.
roles?
Okay. This is a difficult one because the main thing about the listener, specifically, is it needs to be somebody who is known for having a cute image. Like, I want it to be someone who you think, like, oh, they're very, like, cute. And then I'm speaking as if this is happening. So I would take that actor with the cute image and he would have that image, but then also it would be like he is proving his chops by going into a role that is more serious. So someone that I thought of,
Yeah, I was thinking
was
too, Heather.
that I thought of that too. Someone else I thought of was Surprise, who is in Secret Crush on You.
That would be
And
a
then
good one.
you could pair him with Hang, since there's the Hang Prize couple from Secret
Right.
Crush on You. My only thing with them is I don't know if they have enough acting experience. Like, I don't know if I've ever really seen them play. Like, I just don't know what their potential is, but I guess that they could get better at acting more serious if they were doing workshops. I don't know. I did think of Fluke. But I wasn't sure if, I mean, I think he would be good at portraying a character that has a lot of duality, but I wasn't sure about Ohm being the podcaster.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
the podcaster has to be someone who is like a little, is like very nerdy and reserved, but also like, yeah, quirky. Quirky is a good word to describe him.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he's
And-
not
and
entirely...
Is a little more put together.
He has that, has that very
Yeah.
like, cold and cool vibe, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
It
I
has
think
to be
is
someone
a
who's
thing.
like very personable.
I can see like maybe Off and Gun, because I
Yeah,
feel like
that's
Off
what I was
could
gonna
fall
say,
into
too.
that, like, Off could fall
Of
into the, like,
course.
quirky kind of nerdy
Yeah.
character, and Gun could definitely, like, turn on the
He
cutesy,
can do
and we've
cute.
seen his
Like, Gun
duality
can
as
do-
well.
Gun has like an amazing range.
Yeah, I think that would be like the dream was Off
the,
Gun.
the dream.
Another person, the dream. Another person I thought about as the podcaster is actually Tay, because I think he could fit that quirky character as well. But I don't know who to pair him with. I don't want him with New.
You could do.
I know that
Tay-Gun.
for sure.
You could do Tay-Gun and bring a ghost ship to life.
Tay-Gun.
Oh, Tay-Gun.
Like,
That could work too.
Yeah.
That could work too.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, that's a good one. Another person I thought of for the podcaster is Pond, because I've been obsessed with him and 180 Degrees. But the only exception is that if he's going to play that role, he has to grow his hair out again, because I'm not going for the haircut.
The long hair only. But
That's
yeah,
my
I
one
feel like
requirement. But
long hair, podcaster, quirky vibes, it all kind of comes together.
mm-hmm.
That would be interesting.
So yeah, that's my idea.
I really like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't even have to plot it out because Kayla has
You have
already
the
done
plot.
all
Like,
of the plotting for us.
Yes.
What would you see as the episode 11 moment being?
I think it would be finding out who the murderer of the younger brother was.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, since it's going to be like a true crime type thing, I think that will be the peak of like public outrage about like how moral it is to create true crime content and stuff. And if you're like profiting off of it or helping the families at all. So I'm thinking like people are protesting also somewhere in there.
Yeah, that's real right now, especially like with the Jeffrey Dahmer thing that just came out. That's been in the media a lot again, and the morality of true crime productions and such.
So would it have a happy ending? Kayla?
I think it would be probably not a happy ending, or it would be bittersweet. It depends on if the main character ends up being murdered or not for being so close to the case. So
would you consider like making it like an open ending?
Yes, I love open endings personally, so I would consider that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just thinking like with the plot and everything, it would be an interesting open ending. Like,
ambiguity definitely works around a plot like that for sure.
Keep that in mind.
I
don't know what I'll ever do with it, but
who will be the production company director for it?
Okay. I think maybe the director of School Tales. His name is James. He is really good at the horror thing. I was looking at my drama list, and I think he's also directed like something with vampires too. The only thing is, he might not know enough about the like BL archetypes to be able to incorporate them, because I still like would want to have those things that make it a BL. Another person is maybe one of the directors of Kinporsh. Because I feel like they would really see the creative vision behind the story. Yeah.
I mean, you can always, like, make someone who's used to BLs and building up BLs team up with someone that's more horror.
A partnership type situation going on here.
To make it the best of both worlds kind of thing.
That would be really cool. Yeah. All right, well,
because, like, I'm gonna say it, like, Long Kong had potential, but they massively screwed it up with how they were promoting it and how they treated the BL in it.
Marketing and how it ended up turning out in the end. I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We still didn't get those scenes they promised. I'm just saying.
At this point, I don't think we'll ever see them. Just have to live in...
We're getting between us, it's fine, but... Yeah.
Between us, we'll
I don't
fix all
like
problems.
being tricked.
See, Pixie does not like being tricked. So, whoever made Long Kong, get it together.
Do not give me false advertisement. Stick to your shit. Is there any other, you feel like, okay, we need to see this?
I think one of the ones on here was Haunted Campground.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that would be cool to take, you could take, an established couple, going on a camping trip and it's kind of like a cabin in the woods type, slasher film situation. And Pixie's face is like...
I'm sitting here thinking, are you going the ghost ride around here?
No, I honestly, was thinking, taking Haunted Campground and, taking the campground aspect, but making it as, a slasher. Yeah. So, they're on, a camping trip, whatever, as a couple. This is, their big hiking trip in the woods or something like that. And then, I don't know, I feel like you'd need more than one person, more than one couple almost maybe, or maybe they're at a campground. A lot of people
because they're gonna get killed out, so.
They're at a campground or something, and people in the campground start dying, and they have to survive it together and try and figure out who is murdering people in this little campground in the woods type situation.
That scenario is really popular in Norwegian horror.
Mm.
There's a lot of those cabins in the woods, and someone is killing off everyone in the cabin.
Yeah, or it's a big group in one cabin, and people start dying off from the party in the cabin. Yeah, that's a big one here too as well.
Mean, there are a lot of horrors like that in Norway, insanely a lot.
You could do something like that and make it the whole acting roster from one production company, take all the DeMundy boys and cast them in this I don't know, they're a group of best bros or something, and some of them are couples or whatever, and they go on this big yearly camping trip in the woods, and then this year people start dying off, and whoever's the main two that are obviously would be a couple have to figure out who is killing people, why are all these people dying type situation.
Would you make the killer someone outside who has a connection to the place, or someone in the crowd of people? Because I've seen both happen.
Yeah. I think it's cool if it's someone within the house. That's killing people. I feel that always adds an extra element of suspense.
Now I'm just thinking about Safe House becoming a horror.
Oh my god!
It already was. You don't need any bells and whistles. It already was horrific.
It already was a horror. Oh my god! That was good, Kayla. You're right.
Oh my god.
But no, actually though, Safe House turned into a slasher would be really, and this idea that it's all being filmed on live streams, and I know it's kind of becoming popular, the social media type horror film and stuff like that, but you see all these different live stream cams and stuff like that of the murders happening.
So
that's
it's all
really
the GMMTV boys. And who would you pick to be the killer of the GMMTV boys?
Oh. Who would I want to see as a serial killer from GMMTV? That's a good question. I'm trying to think of going into my roster of GMMTV boys, who could pull off a serial killer the best?
Okay, if you're gonna, who will act it out the best? Gun. But I will argue with First.
Ooh, First would be a good one.
With the creepy, huge smile while he's...
I'm for that.
Oh, he's just
I like that.
axing people.
Yeah, and you can have like the coupling with Cao Tong and he ends up killing him or whatever. And
that would be a really good one. First could pull it off for sure.
mm-hmm.
Who else in the GMMTV? Murder Boyfriends, Heather says. First and Cao Tong as
Yeah, and
murder
those
boyfriends.
two are like the
That's
the
where our
most
revenge plot can come
people.
in. First and Cao Tong getting revenge together for some of the past safe house transgressions.
Oh my god. Full circle, completely.
Oh, that would be really interesting. Yeah, or like the couple in the show ends up being the murderers. That would be a really interesting plot twist.
Ooh.
And they're like the most wholesome couple of them all.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like,
Oh.
surprise!
It was us the entire time.
Yeah. I just really love the idea of it being completely through live stream.
Mm-hmm.
Like, with the kind of Blair Witch thing going on, but
Yeah.
2022 version. And I
Yeah,
also
and
like how
cameras
Heather
starting
said...
to flicker out and in, and
I like how
I'm here
Heather
for it.
said not letting the audience know what's happening. I think that would
And
be
in-
yeah.
in
really
episode
interesting.
11, you could have like the reveal of just like seeing him standing like in the dark, like and some light flickers across his face, and it's just like the smile and blood.
And then big blood.
I love it. I love it so much.
That would
I'm
be
here for
really,
it.
really interesting. That would be such a meta way to take Safe House and turn it into like a fictionalized like murder house almost. GMMTV, if you really want to do something different, this
Yes.
is what you need to do next.
Yes.
And it would be cool. Like, from a marketing standpoint, they could bring everyone's favorite couples into it. Like, if people got killed off early, they wouldn't have to commit to being involved in a big production.
Mhm.
Like, it could really work, you know?
And it could be really like low budget when you're doing it like with the Blair Witch style.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They
that would be
already
really
have
cool.
the setup for Safe House.
Safe House becomes Murder House. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm here for it.
Literally.
This is a cool idea. Yeah. Not so Safe House.
You just add like you have Safe House logo, and just in the like beginning you add in like blood, not
Yeah.
so.
Oh.
Not so blood.
Yeah.
Me and Heather are like brains connected right now. Okay.
Yeah, that one is really interesting.
Mhm.
Everyone let us know which plot we came up with today was your favorite. I think we had actually some really cool brainstorming ideas in there, honestly. Like,
Honestly,
It was a lot of
someone
fun.
should put us in a writing room. I'm just
literally. Just put us in a writing
I
room
think
and
we
see
could
what
do
we come
it.
up with.
Yeah, I think so. Nice. Okay, yeah, so let us know what does your dream horror BL look like as well. That would be really interesting to see what like everyone thinks.
Yeah, build a BL down in the
And-
comments. That would be really cool. Just like all the different people chiming in to build a BL in the comments.
Yes.
That would be cool to see.
Yes. Do it. If you enjoyed this episode, please rate, review, and follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Sharing this episode with your friends really helps us out. And thanks for joining us for this week's episode, and we'll see you again next week. Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween. Bye.
Should do something.
I was gonna say that was
Yeah.
a cool idea, but it was my idea. Not to like toot my own horn, but I
But toot
forgot.
fucking toot.